Welcome back, everyone, to the Brain Soul Success Show. I'm Dr. Louise, and I'm so excited to have Joyce join us again today. We worked with Joyce and interviewed her about a month ago now, and she's amazing. She's the creator of the Life Self Mastery System. She does a lot of work with Royal Gems, which is her own system as well. And the reason I invited Joyce here today for all of you is because she has an amazing community with people in Israel and works with a lot of the spiritual teachers in Israel. And it's such an important time for all of us to say our prayers, to reach out, to do whatever we can as healers, light workers, coaches, people in this world, helping our neighbors here. Yeah. So thank you so much for being on, Joyce.
Well, thank you. And I want to thank you for being part of it. So I don't know if your people know this or not. So Louise offered to do a thing with the people in Israel because she goes, what can I do for them? What can we do? I said, oh my gosh, you have a piece that I believe is a missing piece that can add to their work. They do a lot of work. They do a lot of spiritual work. Mm-hmm. But right now they're in a space that they can use as many tools as possible to relieve the stress and the trauma and be able to have their own self-management. And I said, who better to expose them to than Dr. Louise Schwartzwalter and her beautiful brain success and her brain system. And they loved it. And so I want to thank you from them and from my own heart of your being able to do that for people and to be able to put yourself out there for the group. So first of all, thank you. If you've missed it, guys, you've missed a wonderful presentation there. So, I'm sure it's somewhere, it's a recording somewhere, but I just wanted to start with that because, and then Louise called me to say like, well, you know what? We probably, if they missed it, we should share what happened because it was so many things that happened on so many levels, right, Louise?
Yes. No, again, thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of that. And it was a real gift to be with those people. And it was really fun, you guys. So heart-centered, amazing people. And again, they're suffering, right? They're seeing all, it's a really tough time over there. So anything we can do as far as tools. So I shared Mind Gems. Most of you know Mind Gems. If you're listening here, definitely go to my website and get the Mind Gems because they're 12 little exercises that help balance the energy field of the brain and your whole entire energetic field. And they will calm you down. They will help with focus and they help release stress. So they're a great tool because it takes 3 minutes or 4 minutes to do them.
Right.
And,
it's amazing because when you go through them, I mean, it takes out terror and rage, violence, right? Traumatic experiences. Like, guys, what are you missing? It's like 12 seconds of your life for each one. It's if you don't know the system, please go to Louise's website, get your Mind Gems, and start working with them. Start working them. Because they are so important. They really can really get you back. Because the most important thing, and we talk to, I work with them all the time, like my students, is to stay centered. Mm-hmm. And, you want to stay centered. They all have amazing gifts. They are all working etherically 24/7, and they're exhausted. So they're looking for support on the outside to support their own energies, right? To support it. Because if you've ever had that, I'm sure people have, you've been through stress and a hard time. And it's really hard sometimes. It's difficult. You can do it. We all done it to stay positive. Yes. And especially when you're a leader, because a lot of these are spiritual leaders in their community, they need that encouragement because so many people are relying on them and their energy fields. So what can we do being out of the direct hit area, right?
Right.
Everybody around the world existing, like sending the energy there for them to use as they please, as they need to use it is really vital right now. It's really vital.
Yes. So again, it was such a gift to be with a community, and you've worked with this community for a long time. Tell us a little bit about that, because I know you even said you've been over to Israel and you've been working
5 times.
5 times. Okay.
Times. That's amazing. I thought the last time I went, like, how long have you been here? Like, Oh my God, it's my 5th time here. I love the people there. I love the region. I just love they're a very giving, loving community. And they accept the spiritual stuff very, very easily. They're just connected. It's a
Uh-huh.
connection to God, right? So the connection piece is there. And it's amazing. I wound up there. I was teaching a course, and one of the people who wound up being one of my students, a certified student of mine, says, "Why don't you come to Israel?" I was like, "What? Are you serious?" You know, and I said, "Okay," and went there not knowing. Went there on a, God said go, and I, okay, well, going, and wound up to develop the people there, just like doing meet and greets, and I wound up teaching classes there, and I think I have about eight or nine certified teachers of the Royal Gems
Oh, that's
located in
beautiful.
Israel, and then they spread all over the world. So I get it. So and there are
Yes.
and they and each one of them developed their own systems. A lot of them have their own healing systems that work. They really do. So
Hmm.
it's a wonderful thing to it's a win-win, Louise. That's why I love having Louise like this. It's a win-win.
Yes. Whenever
Great.
you can create win-win, it always is a good thing. So always look for those win-win opportunities and how I can help someone else. So yes, I love creating that win-win. And again, thank you for the work that you've been doing there for years. And then, the time of this, right?
Yeah,
And everything going on there. So that is when we do need to reach out and share tools and support.
right.
Help and support. Yeah.
Right. And it's also support the people that are doing the work too. A lot of times when people go energy wise, they go, if a person is in surgery, you really don't send it to the person on the table. You send it to the surgeon. Only the person can do that.
Yes.
You don't want 5 chefs in the kitchen, because that's a disaster. But you do have supports for the chef, right? So it's the same thing. You send it to the people that are working. And and
Yes.
and I just one of the things that came to me today, Louise, if I could share it, is that the other thing when Louise and I worked together, it was such a beautiful thing for people to experience, that you can work with somebody who's also in your field. A lot of things, right? Louise and we come from a
Yes.
different perspective. We're doing the same work,
Mhm.
but yet I know she has a piece and she works a different way than I do. She knows I have a piece and I work a different way, but we're source as the same, right? Where our ideas are the
Yes.
same, and people need, I think, humans to me have to experience things to learn. So they were able to see you and I working together, right? With
Mhm.
nobody's ego, nobody. It was a beautiful, like I
It's a
called it, a moment of
dance.
flow. It was a dance.
Uh-huh.
And when people see that, I think that they could say, hey, look, the other teachers could go like, you know what? We could do a dance too. And
Yes, that's what we're called. I mean, I guess I want to say our call to action for all of you, listening here. You might have a tool or something you use, and you've got a friend who does something else on the same level, just differently.
Mhm.
Co-create together,
Yes.
play, right? Have
Play.
have fun with that and allow yourself to be in the energy and give. Just
Yeah.
find a place to give. There's people all over the world that need help.
Yes.
We were focused on Israel because Joyce definitely has a group there, and we
And
need to do that now with everything going on there. So what we were able to do on that call was release. I remember I asked them to post in the chat. I said, what's some of the main emotions that are coming up for you right now? And some of the main ones were
Mhm.
grief, loss, betrayal.
Betrayal, right? That
Mhm.
was a huge
That
one.
was a huge one, right? And so we cleared those emotions because I clear stuff at the brain soul level. And I always look for the spaces in the brain where those emotions and traumas got stuck. So, like the picture of what they saw, somebody being killed. Okay.
Yes.
That
Mhm.
picture is vivid and it remains in the brain like a little cellular memory bump or a dot. And we have to clear it. And I remember at the end of that, you got a beautiful audio share from one of the people on the call. Share about that.
Yeah, I don't remember things verbatim. But it was, I mean, it came in almost immediately, and I needed to share with Louise. I said, Louise, this is how impacting it was. And this
Mhm.
is a person who does she does really huge social work on a government level. And she said it was really been really painful. I mean, she's just working. These people are working 24/7, like energy wise. They're exploding. I feel everything. And she was able to express that she felt joy again. She
Yes.
actually felt joy after the session, and she said it was amazing because she felt that she could never feel joy again. So this is where hope comes in.
Yes.
And this is, I think, one of our hardest jobs. If you're a spiritual teacher out there, and this is just my perception for me, it's one of the hardest things is to keep that light going when someone is dousing that fire with tons and tons of water. And we're here to figure out how to nicely, not to be aware that they are going through a tough time, but not to get stuck in their tough time.
Yes.
But to give them hope at the same time and go, okay, you're going to make it through. What do you need? Like, what tools do you need? And it's amazing, like when the empowerment that comes with the work that you did on the other day, Louise. To get rid of it is one thing. To give them some room, but the replacement, the rewiring of what they need to go on, happiness, dignity, joy. When some people actually feel guilty, like, I don't even know, how can I ask for happiness when all this is going around me? It's like, you have to ask for happiness. You have to be able to put that light out there because things exist simultaneously, don't they?
Yeah. And then see, we're all one.
We are.
We're all one. Energetically, we're all connected. People are people all over the world. We all the same needs. We all want to feel safe, right? We all need sleep. We all need food, water. We're the same. And really it's the gift of understanding that we're all connected. So when you help someone else, it actually helps you too.
Absolutely.
And so really it's this, I call it the God loop, Joyce. It's like giving and receiving. It's like a loop.
Yep.
It's like pray, ask, receive. Right. So it's the God
loop open. You have to, because some people are great givers, but they're really bad at receiving, right?
Exactly.
But they go like, well, that's no, you don't understand how this works. You have to have it in harmony. People talk about balance. I talk about harmony, because harmony is really, to me, fifth dimension. Harmony means all of these things exist, and they all exist for reasons. When they get out of harmony, that the problem is there. Because if we look at black and white, like what's the difference depending where you come from? Black, right? When we look at white, or what's gray? If we look at gray, what is gray? Gray we can look at it as it's black with variants of white added to it, or we can look at it, it's white with variants of black added to it, but it all comes out to gray, right? It all comes out to gray, and being in the gray is really where there's parts of create, right? It's a little bit of everything, but that is what we create. We have to have a little bit of everything, and it's not either right or wrong. It's appropriate. Though everything's appropriate in the appropriate place, right?
Absolutely. And there's always going to be a yin and a yang. There's always going to be, the black and the white. There just is.
There is, and it's one, and it is all one, because one turns into the other over time. When you get the loop, it's a loop. Once you get the loop, guys, it's a loop. Okay,
it is a loop.
Call me loopy. Yeah, I'm loopy, and
I like that.
Loopy, very loopy.
Yeah,
so I guess
that's
our
great.
plea is, if you have, it's interesting. I was talking to some people, I don't have a community. Like, who do I put it out to? You know what? You personally, I don't care who you are listening to this, you have something to say. You have a gift. So just put it out there. Make a little recording. You don't have to worry if you're going to get you don't have to market it. Just put it out there, because you will magnetize whoever needs to hear it will hear it. Trust that.
Trust that. Yes.
Trust that. No, it doesn't. That's okay. But guess who's hearing it now? Nobody. If one person hears it, that's one more person, or one person. You don't know the difference you made by them hearing some words of encouragement from you.
Absolutely. You know what that's bringing up for me is, my teacher said this, I never forgot it. So my mentor said, if you're not using your gift in the world, you're dishonoring God.
Absolutely.
And I was like, so it's time. It's time, like Joyce said, share your gift. If you have something you want to say, something you want to help people with, and you've been holding back, let's encourage you to get out there and just do it. Like I said, make a video. Maybe you're an artist and you want to get your picture out there. Post
Uh,
it somewhere. We want to see it. Yeah.
I have a client of mine. She's wonderful. She's also stood in mine because she's her own. Is an unbelievable artist, but she's making mandalas, right? And
Uh-huh.
I said, but she doesn't think she's doing enough. I said, your mandalas are amazing, and she's doing one for balance. She does one for happiness. And I said, just people looking at art get energy from it because art is like the universal language, like music, right?
Yes.
It's a language. And I said, no, just put that stuff out there. Keep posting it. And then she found out that there are people in Italy. There's a whole spiritual group in Italy that called to this. And I hope it's okay. We're using your mandalas for a spiritual thing we're building. Is that okay? I said, you don't know where your work's going. You don't know who's getting it and how it's working, do we? But we don't know, Louise. You don't know. I mean, there's probably someone in Africa doing
Doing mind jumps. Yeah.
Never met you, but they go, "Wow, is that helping me and my kid?" And I want to tell you what else I did.
Yes.
There was a child after that. They went to your the session the other day, and they said, I was talking with them because I had some work. I said, who could use this is your kid. She'll love it. And she said, oh my gosh, she went home. She just started to the mind jumps. And she said, can I do this all the time? Can I do this? And it was like, yes. So it's already spread to younger kids because she was having trauma in school. So we don't know where it's going to go, but that's not our job. Our job is just put it out there.
Yeah. Just put it out there. Yeah, I was really grateful to hear that story. It reminded me of the story years ago when I taught an 8-year-old how to do positive points and clearings, which are some brain hacks, you guys, that really help clear stress in the energetic field and like reharmonize and realign your energetic field. But you actually have rings around your brain, and they're called capacitor rings. And when they're off balance, you'll feel off balance. And so sometimes starting, and most of the time it feels to me like when you start in the energy field, it moves into the physical. So I use these codes, these clearings to help with pain, to clear pain, but you can clear any stress in the field. So kids, this 10-year-old girl using this and being able to feel empowered now at school and not get stressed out and be able to calm her own nervous system down in 3 minutes?
Yes.
How cool is that? And I remember teaching an 8-year-old to do the positive points, and they came back for their next session with me and they were like, Miss Louise, I've been doing this on the playground on all my friends and they're loving it. I'm thinking, oh no, what did we create here? But they're little healers, all of them. So teach your kids, your grandkids.
Yeah. And I just wanted to share that because kids pick this up and they need it. This was a child that was afraid to go to school. It was having so much stress. And you know how many teenagers are like that? You know how many people are having these kids? Because I talk to them, right? There's so much stress out there. I didn't have that kind of pressure they have now. Now you've got to figure it out if you're a we or them or whatever. You want to be with octopuses. Like, what? It's like, I just needed to know if we're playing dodgeball today or not. It's simple, and we were stressing out over that, right? So this tool, I mean, when she found out, like, because Louise, you could do this in the bathroom. She goes, oh, I could do this in the bathroom. I could go in the bathroom and get myself together. It was so empowering. It's such a
great, awesome,
it's an empowering thing.
Yes.
And I also love to connect the brain and you have a beautiful schematic of how the brain and the pattern up to the soul.
Yes.
By the brain, because a lot of people, if you're spiritual out there, you've read about the blue pearl, right? Enlightenment is when our blue pearl lights up, and it sounds great. Actually, it's your pituitary and your pineal gland getting together and actually lighting up, or we're lighting up your cells in your brain. I mean, people do it. many different ways. But Louise has this great little schematic. If you have not seen it, you need to show them how that works through the brain, like the connection piece, and actually how the neurotransmitters, the dopamine, the serotonin, things that, that left brain could grab onto, the right brain gets together and they go, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. It's like, yeah, this is not airy fairy stuff.
No,
This
it's
is
neuroscience.
quantum physics.
Yeah.
Real quantum physics.
Yeah,
And who wants
it's
to
based
listen
on
about the
neuroscience.
equation, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It is quantum physics. It's based on neuroscience, and all those codes and all those numbers. Numbers is the universal language.
Yep.
And then I always think we're a soul with a body, not a body with a soul.
That's correct.
So we've got to work on that soul level piece too. And what I find is when the brain and the soul are aligned, then we have that harmony you speak of, right? Then we have that harmony. Harmony is a very high level spiritual word.
Yep.
I actually put it in my biofeedback device for many, many, many people, and even spaces. When I work on spaces, that everything is in harmony. And think about this, you're in harmony, with your environment every day. Absolutely. So that's the whole concept of feng shui, right? Having a beautiful, space wherever you live. We all love nature. How do you feel when you go to the beach or when you go to the woods or you're climbing in the mountains? I hike here in Albuquerque mountains all the time. I mean, that's my little happy place. I mean, I'm connected to the earth, to God, to spirit, to the plants. It's just cool. Yeah. But that connection is really what we're all seeking. That's the harmony.
That is.
Yeah, that's the harmony.
That's why people, a lot of times they ask, why isn't things manifesting for me? And I know there's all kinds of books on that. But the bottom line is, are you in harmony with the things you're even asking for? And you know what? You are in harmony. So it's about the question, what are you asking for? A lot of times we are getting exactly what we asked for. But you go, I was hoping it would come in a different path. Oh, no, that's your stuff. You asked, we delivered. Okay. Yeah. So that's take that up with somebody else, or take that up with another department, right? Because you asked for that and you did receive it. And it's like, well, you got a car for travel. Well, I wanted a Lexus. Well, you're not getting a Lexus, but you got a good car that's working. So what did you really need? You always have exactly that. It's in harmony. Yes. And disharmony is what? Disease. Disease is disharmony in your body, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Good point. That's all it is disharmony. That's why, that's the laws of nature piece of healing. The laws of nature is, you are made to be whole. That's why miracles happen every day. Whether you have a health issue or a stress issue, emotional issue, spiritual issue. And then I was thinking about this today because I was working with somebody on the wanting to be in control. Yes. People feel out of control, especially when you have this trauma around you and everything that we've been working with the people in Israel. It's an out of control kind of feeling. Well, how can you feel back in control? You don't have control.
Correct.
God has control, and that's whatever God is to you. So, when you relinquish that control and you allow that connection on a deeper level, that's when you'll have the most harmony and the biggest healing.
That's correct.
Even if you are sick, cancer, lupus, autoimmune things, that's a huge piece of health and healing. And there's tons of books on that out there. People find when you read about their journey, that was my journey. I didn't know that, right? I first just started with the physical body, changed my diet, ate organic food. Yeah. And I did pray, but I actually really didn't know how strong that piece was.
Right.
At the time.
Not really pray. What is really prayer is gratitude. If your gratitude, if you have gratitude for life every day, that is the prayer that gets heard and answered, right? It's not about asking for stuff. It's about saying, thank you. Thank you for what I have.
Yes.
Thank you for what I have. And if you don't think you have what you want, okay, go internally, because you are getting exactly what you're asking for. So you might want to watch your head. What are you saying? What words are coming out of your mouth? People don't realize. They go like, oh, I just want to die. I just want to die. I just want to die. You said, and I go clear cancel.
Yeah, definitely clear that. Yeah.
Right, clear that out.
Yeah.
Because, and then they go, I don't know why I feel this way. So you need to listen to yourself. because people go, oh, whatever. But no, it's not oh, whatever. Because everything you say, right? The brain is nothing but a bunch of neurotransmitters that hear things, and they it's like a computer. A computer doesn't know. So you go like, well, why am I a robotic? You're not robotic because you're connected to your heart. And your heart's the one that leads the mind, not the mind leading the heart. So some things are just out of order, right?
Yes.
I feel like that movie. What does that mean? You're out of order. She's out of order. The whole damn court is out of order. Right? Sorry, like your whole damn court is out of order. So, just like, just
well, it's junk in, junk. What is that? Junk in, junk out. What's the words? It's like that.
Ego, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah, that's garbage in, garbage out. So like what you're when I think about words, I mean the power of the spoken word, the truth will set you free. And yet it's not just the words you speak, which is very important too. It's what you tell yourself. It's the self-talk. So, start to learn to manage that. I did an experiment years ago. I thought, when I'm in my office working with people, I'm in a very high intuition state. Okay. I am like present. I'm in harmony. I make sure I'm there. I'm in this very high intuition state, and everything seems to flow. Answers come, all things work really well. And then it was like, I don't know, a Saturday or Sunday, and I had to go to probably Saturday. I had to go to the bank and do a bunch of errands and go to the grocery store. And I kind of didn't want to go. This was about 10 years ago. I was like, I don't really, I got to go get this stuff done. I just got to get it done, And I thought, wait, why can't I be in the same state of mind doing my errands that I am in my office? And so I practice, and this is intention, right? Holding intention and being intuitive and just allowing the flow. Oh, what a magical day, Joyce. My car knew where to go. I got everything on sale. Everything just happened beautifully. And I thought, wow, what a great lesson I just taught myself. I can be in the flow anytime I want.
And things come to you.
Yeah. And you all can too. Yeah. We want to say to all of you, you all can too. Yes, right? You can be in that flow, hold intention, set your goals, get a morning routine, do your stretching in the morning, have your protein shake, whatever, you do. But sit down and do some writing and do them. I do the mind jumps every morning religiously for 20 years. Like literally when I miss a week,
it,
a couple days, I feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel it. So come up with a morning routine that works for you and start your morning with a little bit of writing, even if it's a grateful journal. 3 things you're grateful for, and then get a bedtime routine. So I think the Oreo cookie. You got a morning, an evening, and then all the good stuff in between. Maybe it's double stuffed. I don't know.
The stuffing in between us, the good stuff. Right?
Yeah, that's the good stuff. But you still want to have that. And you'll see it'll actually give you more space and time and energy to do all the things you want to do.
I agree. And I find that, people go, oh, you do the same thing. And I'm like, even like they'll go like, no, grandma's doing her morning prayers, even if they don't do them. It doesn't matter. It's like, I pray in the morning. I also look at people, my etherics comes in, and at nighttime I pray before I go to bed. It's the last thing I do, how I wake up and how I go. And my prayers are my prayers, right? But they're steady, they're there, but it puts you back on track. So, depending on what your belief system, whatever. But I know even for couples out there, sometimes, how can people want to have all these things like for a relationship? How can we make it better? Why not before you go to sleep, the 3 of you go and talk, the 3 of you. Oh, look at that. No, sorry.
I didn't know we were 3. Okay.
Wow, I don't know, but I know I got a lot of attention out there. It's like, what? Whoa, I just woke up.
You know what I thought when you said 3? So when you said the 3, I thought, okay, yes, so you're probably going to say, you and your spouse, your partner, whatever, but God, whatever God is to you is the third.
That's true.
Third person there, the third important piece.
Then you pick out 3 things. Let's talk about 3 things that we're grateful for today.
Yeah.
And so the person says that. So you go to sleep with this positive thing, not with all this other stuff going on. But, it was good. That was good. Even if it's like, I like the flower you brought me today, or whatever. It doesn't have to be anything. I got to see the sunset today. And it was sunset over, because that review, the review of the positive,
Mhm.
and with your partner, it really does bring you closer. So I'm just telling you, so it's like easy. We have such easy things we could do,
Right.
and if we don't do them, then think about what are you trying to stop yourself from getting the harmony and the beauty in life. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's
And they're so simple, just simple little things like that. And you'll resonate with different things at different times,
that's correct.
so maybe it's grateful journal and grateful, and then it's compliments. We had family meetings when my kids were growing
Oh,
up and teenagers. Yeah. Sometimes they were really beautiful spiritual meetings. And other time they were like, okay, mom's not happy. We're having a meeting. I was like, okay, no, things have to shift here. And I was just literally shifting the energy. But we would go around the table and give 3 compliments to everybody. So simple. Family meeting, just say 3 things you're grateful for or 3 compliments.
right. That
Yeah.
makes that big difference. I don't know. I
Yeah.
know Polish. I don't know. Did you ever practice Valea? I know people what a Valea is. So Valea is the traditional Polish dinner that's held on Christmas Eve, right? There's a lot of things.
Yes.
One of them is
I
to have
remember
wafer
this.
and to break wafers. And it starts with the oldest person going to the next elders, and you break bread with them, and you also say whatever you want to say to them at that time. And then you go around through every family member. And sometimes even the dog winds up with some of this, but
Uh-huh.
and and I've kept that tradition. And even my this just goes, if you come, do we have to do that breath thing? And I go, why? Because she goes, I don't like it. I go, why? Because it makes me cry. And then I'm with my sister and we're both crying because they cried. And she goes like, and I really love you too. Like they were sitting one year, they all fight it. And they're like, and I love you too because you do this for me. So it's a very emotional time. And some people don't want it, but it is, when you really share a heartfelt thing, eye to eye with someone, you're in the room with them all the time, but it's the heart. That heart share changes people. And how
Yes.
long does it take? Like minutes,
It
but
doesn't take long.
touches the heart. It touches
Mhm.
the heart. And they go, Grandma, we all start crying. And I go, like, yeah, because you need to release that and you have and tell that person how much you care about them. Right. So we take the fronts down in that. So I always like that. That's a beautiful tradition. And that's why we keep it, because it's one, if nothing else all year long, it's once a year where you actually do tell the person how much they mean to you.
Yes. Yes. We could do that more often. Like I always think about Thanksgiving too, giving thanks. Why don't we
Mm-hmm.
do that more often? I'm going to
Yeah.
challenge all of you out there. Yeah, I would love to hear from you. I mean, go around the table next time you have your family together and say, one thing you're thankful for, just one thing you're grateful for, and let me know how you feel afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's really that simple.
It's a game changer. And even
Yeah.
for yourself. So, we said, what can we do for other people? What can we do for ourselves? Many times I'm driving and they'll go,
Mhm.
and I go like, all right, we need to change this. It's like, okay, what are you grateful for? And I go, wow, that's a really pretty tree right there. Like, isn't it great that I even have a car to drive? Some people
Yes.
don't have that. And then I just start on tripping on everything. And boy, does that switch everything. But it doesn't only switch it for you. It switches for everyone you come in contact with.
Absolutely, because we're all connected. So those positive points that I taught, which are these codes that go down the leg. And if you're listening here today, I'll do lots of master classes coming up on that. You can probably find it on YouTube right now. But our boot camp goes even deeper into that. So you will, and you can learn all of these codes. There's a lot, I just taught sort of very beginning, but Joyce, I do that in the car.
Yeah.
Now I'm not leaning down, you guys, from my steering wheel and leaning down and like trying to drive like this. I just sort of picture that I'm able to reach, or I do it on my
Yeah.
arm from
Right.
my leg, you know. And then you can also dedicate those. So if you're driving and you drive by an accident, pray, dedicate the positive points in the clearings. It will start to shift the energy for those people and help them.
Absolutely.
You
It's
know.
like traveling in a plane. A lot of times in a plane, I mean, I'm just working the plane. right?
Uh-huh.
And then everybody's calm. And then we were one time where everybody started helping each other with their luggage. People were like laughing with each other. They go, "This is what's been the great flight ever." Like, yeah, we're just chilling, okay?
So you
Because
always want to take a flight with Joyce, you guys.
yeah, it's always chilling. It's like, okay, we're gonna chill now because I'm on this plane. So sometimes I go, people go like, "Oh, that's really nice of you." I go like, "No, I think there's a little self-service here." It's like when that baby's crying, like, let's point the baby. That's a good thing, but I also don't want to be on a flight for 6 hours with the crying child. So there's a little mix. Let's be honest, right? There's a little mix here. But that's the fun part. You guys have to have fun with what you do too, right? You got to see the
Yes.
humor is there. People's go, you laugh a lot in your class. You know why? Because when you're laughing, it clears negative energy. It's a great
Hmm.
way to clear negativity out of your system, and you actually learn more because it goes deeper. So remember to laugh more, especially with the people you love, and to share.
Yes.
And I know, sometimes it doesn't take me 2 seconds to send somebody a little smile emoji or something to their text. But you know what? I know it makes a difference in that person's day, doesn't it?
Yeah. So do those, it's like the random act of kindness that we learned in kindergarten, right? Yeah. Yeah. All those. So I hope that this is really helpful for all of you. Please let us know. Please rate, subscribe, make a comment here, reach out to Joyce, reach out to myself. Joyce, is it www.joycestech.com?
That's it.
That's it. Okay.
That's
So
it.
you can reach out to Joyce and connect with her. And again, I want to thank you again for all the work that you're doing with
Thank
our
you.
people in Israel. I'm feeling like we should end with a prayer or something.
Before we get to the prayer, let's give them a challenge. Let's give them a
Oh,
challenge.
yeah, let's give them a challenge.
Right?
Oh, yes. Okay.
So a great challenge would be, okay, what is your gift? Either one, I challenge you to either make a video or a recording or something and put it out there on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, whatever you do, and just go, just something positive that is a thought of yours that people you don't even have to think if they need it or not. Just go out there and go send love that way. Either that, or
Mhm.
how about somebody that you've been working with or someone in your community that you go, you know what? I never did anything with this person, but maybe you can get some people together that can make a difference too.
Oh,
So if you're
yes.
sitting on that sideline and be going like,
Mhm.
oh, I don't know if I should ask, or ask and put it out there, because there's someone that either wants to work with you or wants to hear you, or you can do work with. And I feel it out there. So I feel like you're on the sideline, you never did it. It's time to do it.
Time to do it. Yes, that's your challenge. Just
That's
do it.
your
One
challenge.
little thing, just one thing.
One thing, one positive thing that you have never
One
done
thing.
before, that you
Your
have
gift, get
never
it
done
out,
before.
get your gift out there. Yeah. Get your
That's my
gift out
challenge.
there because
Yeah.
you're honoring yourself, you're honoring everyone, and we're all connected.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you're honoring God.
Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah.
Louise, for doing this and for having me here again today. I really appreciate it.
Oh,
I
you're
really.
so welcome. I just love playing with you. We dance well together. And again, I want to thank you for the good work that you're doing with all of our Israeli friends. I mean, you're really supporting them in such beautiful ways, and we really need to do that right now. And so I'm just thinking we need to say a quick little prayer.
Think that's your prayer time.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's put our hands on our hearts. Let's do some heart breathing. So you can do this with eyes open or eyes closed. And just take a deep breath in and let it out. And again, and feel your hands moving away from your body as your heart is expanding with that breath. And with each breath, I want you to focus on bringing in more love. Your heart's actually getting bigger with each breath, allowing in more love. Love for self, love for others, love for our friends in Israel, love for the planet. And if this visual helps you, picture little pink hearts, almost like little pink Valentine hearts, filling up your heart and your lung cavity, floating through your nervous system, your lymph, your circulation. And then see those hearts traveling down from your heart, your lungs, through your torso, filling your entire body with love, every cell. Goes down through your buttocks, through your thighs, your knees, all the way to the tip of your toes, filling you with more love. Now let's come back up from our heart and our lung area, up through your throat, through every little nerve ending and cell in your head, your brain, down your arms to the tip of your fingers. Beautiful pink flowing hearts of love. Feel that warmth as your whole entire being is just filled and emulating love. Let's take another deep breath in here. Let it out. Feel your hands again on your heart. And again. Now let's expand that love out into the universe. Again, to all of our friends in Israel and other countries, just expand that out, allowing that love to just flow.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Highest vibration, love. Joyce, I love you.
I love you too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just make me feel, it's in giving that we receive. It just kept falling through my whole head as we were going. It's in giving that we receive. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just the gift. It's the gift of life.
And
It's
thank
the
you
gift of being here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. This has
Thank you
been
for being.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So remember, everyone, follow your heart, but take your brain with you.